A very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. Welcome to the second edition of News Tonight. It's me, Micheal Lukomwa. The Public Accounts Committee of Parliament has directed the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Twine, to arrange a physical inspection tour for the committee to evaluate the progress of works at the Lukomwa Specialized Hospital Construction Project. Officials appeared before the committee to address queries raised in the Auditor General's report for the financial year 2023-24, where the ministry was criticized for causing a financial loss of over 200 billion shillings by issuing a certificate of milestone completion. We have details.
Officials from the Ministry of Health, led by the Permanent Secretary Dr. Diana Twine, appeared before the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament to address queries from the Auditor General's report for the financial year 2023-24. The report indicates that the ministry was allocated a total sum of 1.7 trillion shillings, but only spent 780 billion shillings. However, officials argue that their total budget, including donor funding, amounted to 3.8 trillion shillings. The query that sparked significant debate was regarding the owner's engineer issuing and signing the certificate of milestone completion for the Lukomwa Specialized Hospital project, prompting the Ministry of Finance to release 1.1 trillion shillings.
Also, your ministry kept on receiving money for supervision.
The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Twine, informed the committee that apparently the project is being supervised by the Office of the Prime Minister.
At the Office of the Prime Minister. That's where the steering committee sits.
The project engineer for Lukomwa Specialized Hospital, George Otim, stated that they had only paid $129 million out of the full $379 million. He further explained that the certificate of completion was issued based on the project's performance budget.
This project performance budget, you have a schedule of activities constituting a milestone. For example, if the final design for the hospital is complete and submitted and is agreeable, there's an amount of money paid for it.
Members of Parliament demanded an explanation from him as to why he issued a certificate of completion when there was no work done. Consequently, the engineer issued a certificate based on the progressive report of the contractor. While the committee interrogated the engineer, member Nathan Mafabi suggested that it would be important for all three parties, Finance, Accountant General and the Ministry of Health, appear simultaneously.
So we are wondering, what is the basis of your payments, of your certificates, if you cannot access the site?
True that the certificates of completion you made, which warranted payments, were as a result of only getting reports from the contractor without your own inspection.
If we had wanted to say, we would have refused the approvals. First of all, said no, until you tell us where you have reached, you cannot go ahead. The Auditor General said he received the report. Even if you have been an accountant in audit, you can rely on the internal auditor report.
And it was clearly stated that there was an overpayment of close to 245 billion. And the reason for the overpayment was that you issued certificates, misleading certificates. So for me, Honorable Abdallah Mafabi, I don't see any reason as to why the engineer cannot respond to his activity.
According to the Auditor General, there was an overpayment of over 200 billion shillings, resulting in a financial loss. The engineer denied awareness of this, prompting the committee chair to swear him in.
There's no restricted access to site. I have not had restricted access.
No, answer what I'm saying. It's a yes or no. You are disputing.
I'm disputing. I have issued certificates for works that have been implemented. And when we walk to Lukomwa, that is what I've issued the certificate for. I am not aware of overpayment.
Wasting time with you, put him on oath. I'm putting you on oath. I want every statement you say to be true. This one's got oath. Did the finance go to oath? Did the accountant general go to oath? Why should this one go to oath? So that's why we need all the three people here, so that we can deal with it together.
That he makes a statement with CID. Start now. Investigations continue.
Engineer George or team do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
The engineer failed to convince the committee, and the chair ruled for him to go to the Criminal Investigation Department to make a statement, with the investigations continuing. However, the decision was revised, and a physical inspection of the site to assess progress was scheduled for next Monday. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwetabinji in Kampala.
Still in Parliament, a section of members there are unsatisfied with the disparities in the figures of the budget estimates for the financial year 2024-25. As Parliament embraces a tight deadline for the budget cycle, some legislators are confused on the figures to proceed with. Currently, the ministerial policy statements, budget estimates, and the recent corrigenda have different figures at a time described as the rush hour to process the budget. The Speaker of Parliament, Annette Among, says that the Budget Committee will harmonize the concerns accordingly.
It is a rush hour for Parliament to process the resource envelope for the next financial year 2024-2025.
We are going to give each sectoral committee about 15 minutes.
Both the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, and Deputy Thomas Tayebwa actively presided the plenary session on Thursday to consider the various reports of the parliamentary committees on the ministerial policy statements and budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025.
We have over 18 MPSs before us here.
The Kira Municipality MP, Ibrahim Semujunganda, backed by the Nyendo Mukungwe MP Matthias Mpuga, notified the House on the disparities in the figures being processed, which to their description confuses the order of the budget process. The MPs reveal that the figures provided in the ministerial policy statements do not tally with the recent estimates as presented by the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development.
The draft estimates the Minister presented here give the total budget as 60.4 trillion. The same Minister, the Honorable Musasizi, while appearing before the Budget Committee, in his written statement, he said the budget is 58 trillion.
And of course, the appropriation bill, which is the third document. But a few days ago, the Minister of Finance outed a corrigenda, which is cutting votes to vote 130, debt servicing. And that is disfiguring the entirety of the MPSs. And I think that's the basis for the Honorable Assembly asking that question.
The Minister of State for Finance, General Duties Henry Musasizi, accepted the blame, but explained how the disparities are strategies to facilitate the budget process.
I wish to allay the fears some of our colleagues have. The only problem is that we want to conclude from the beginning. We should work through the process, and then at the end of the day, we shall harmonize, as the Speaker has said.
So you mean this morning we should be wasting time approving figures that are not there?
Indirectly, through Madam Speaker, the Minister is directly disempowering Parliament by not bringing all the documents at the same time. And this creates laziness, Madam Speaker, among the technical people.
Since all of you, the chairpersons of different committees, are members of the Budget Committee, you go and harmonize, reconcile, and then consider.
The Parliament session considered the reports of the ministerial policy statements from various committees, where the Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs presented a deficit in the funding for post-NAM and G77 plus China summit activities. The report seeks 1 trillion shillings support for post-NAM activities and 2 trillion shillings for the post-G77 plus China activities. The session to consider the reports of the committees continue on Friday as deadline for the budget approvals nears. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwetabinji, UBC News.
Coffee farmers and nursery bed operators have camped at Entebbe in anticipation of their meeting with President Museveni. This follows delayed payment of their arrears amounting to 49 billion for over 2 financial years now.
A total number of 49 billion shillings arrears accumulated from the supply of coffee seedlings on credit to farmers by nursery bed operators through Uganda Coffee Development Authority. The arrears in question accumulated in the period within 2 financial years between 2021 to 2023. Under their umbrella body of devoted coffee farmers and nursery bed operators, farmers have over the time taken different initiatives to demand for their payment, including petitioning Parliament twice, engaging Ministry of Finance and Uganda Coffee Development Authority to no help.
Those who have moved from office to office, we came to Parliament. We met the Agriculture Committee of Parliament. We came to the Finance Minister, Mr. Kaseja. Matia Kaseja. We have met all the stakeholders in the country, but we are not seeing any reply.
We have cried on TV, we have done every step. Some of us have even died on the way. They want to meet the president, but we have never met them.
Last financial year, Parliament approved their payment, but the money has never been released by the Ministry of Finance.
According to us, there is a problem with the Ministry of Finance. It's as if they are annoyed of our money. We hear our money is there, but I think there's a way how they see they will not gain from our money. That's why they are not paying.
We as nursery operators, we are suffering a lot. Our children have not gone back to school. Some of our fellow operators have passed on. So we are here to demand for what we did. We are not demanding for free money. We demand for what we work.
Let us move to Entebbe and see His Excellency. So today we are bringing our cry, we are bringing our grievances to him, to his office, His Excellency. Here we are broken-hearted.
According to the Managing Director, Uganda Coffee Development Authority, Emmanuel, the authority appreciates the patience of the nursery operators and has also been trying hard to ensure that the areas in question are cleared given the in-depthness of these farmers.
We as UCDA, we acknowledge you that we have outstanding payments for you because you supplied, you have done the verification. We have also explained to you that government has put some money in the next budget. We also know that it is not enough. Our appeal to the nursery operators, you be patient. This money is going to be released.
He says that although the government has put in some money for payment this financial year, the money is not enough compared to the interest that has already over-accumulated. On this note, he called upon Parliament to prioritize these farmers to avoid suppressing the quality of seedlings in future.
My appeal to Parliament, prioritize the payment of these domestic areas because it's bringing a lot of stress to business. It's going to affect also so that farmers can have the planning material.
The 49 billion shillings amount accumulated from the supply of coffee seedlings by over 1,600 nursery bed operators across the country. Andrew Sebira compiled this report for UBC News.
Mbarara, an area known as the country's food basket, grapples with persistently high levels of childhood malnutrition, notably stunting. Despite ample food production, the prevalence of malnutrition among children continues to rise, prompting concerns and calls for action.
Blame imbalanced diets and low milk intake at home and in schools, stressing children's regular milk access. Leaders urge government to provide milk and its derivatives to children for addressing malnutrition.
Government should purchase milk and supply in primary schools especially to boost the nutrition, reduce stuntedness, reduce underweight of children. For me, I think it's a good idea.
Honorable Atukwasa Rita Bwahika, Mbarara MP, emphasizes balanced nutrition and increased milk intake, citing Kenya's success in reducing stunting.
We know how important it is for children to drink milk, and some of our neighbors have embraced such a policy where primary school children are provided with milk free of charge. That if a child goes to school, at least they can be able to partake a portion of milk as part of their diet.
Quality controllers and assurance managers affirm milk's nutritional benefits while dispelling negative myths.
The fat content which we use, it is around 2.5 and above, not less than. And the density of the milk which we use, it is around 30.
A yogurt, for example, it can help in the boosting of the immunity of the child, help in the boosting of the brain of the child, help in the boosting of the health of the child with regard to the bones.
While pasteurized milk gains popularity, affordability worries persist for certain groups.
The need to drink milk is there, but the demand to buy the milk is the challenge. And when you're growing, I think it is children who need milk most. So if you targeted primary schools to lower secondary schools, then you are targeting the right population that need milk consumption.
Sudat Kaye and Ambrose Muhumuza, UBC News.
Kampala Capital City Authority is gearing up to launch a groundbreaking waste recycling initiative in Mukono, Dondu, scheduled for July 2024. The initiative aims to revolutionize the management of organic solid waste from markets and plastic waste from the public, transforming them into revenue-generating materials.
Despite the implementation of reforms and the establishment of waste management ordinances in 2000, Kampala still grapples with poor waste management. Presently, the city collects approximately 1,200 tons of garbage daily, with a staggering 40% ending up clogging drainages, exacerbating the problem.
On the cleanup.
In response to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's directive to place dustbins every 200 meters in the Central District, KCCA initiated the placement of litter bins during the NAM period. However, maintaining the few dustbins already placed on Kampala streets has become a challenge, with some falling victim to vandalism.
We managed to install 100 bins as a trial. Now, the way these bins have been operated and utilized has caused a lot of discontent, especially to us as city management. The first thing, the containers that were put in the bins were stolen. The locks were also vandalized. Then, of course, the way garbage is thrown into these bins does not allow efficient collection and removal.
In a bid to bolster the efforts to address rising waste levels, KCCA has received a donation of 32 additional dustbins. Minister Hajat Misa Kabanda graciously accepted the donation.
Big district, we need more than 5,000 dustbins. But today we are receiving this donation. He will give us more. Then we also buy from him, because this is good quality, which we don't have. We had put some small ones which are not movable, but these ones are movable. You can put them on a truck, empty them and bring them back.
The investors who generously donated these dustbins are also actively involved in the development of the Dundu recycling plant, aiming to convert city garbage into a valuable resource.
32 waste skips we have donated, and we'll be actively donating more waste skips and even some trucks to contribute to the collection of waste in the city.
Turn garbage into energy and some other fertilizers.
The manager of solid waste management at KCCA stressed the paramount importance of public discipline in responsibly disposing of solid waste.
Therefore, I want to take this opportunity to urge or to call upon the public to use these garbage bins in a sustainable way. Please, it is our responsibility as citizens of this nation to promote hygiene and sanitation, and also to promote a sustainable environment that we would all wish and love to stay in.
The donated 32 dustbins will be placed in Central Division as part of ongoing efforts to tackle the escalating levels of solid waste in the city while awaiting additional trucks to aid in waste collection. Justin Nakami, in Kampala.
Five suspects allegedly involved in the murder of Ndega clan leader Engineer Daniel Bosaromwa, namely Mary Naluwenda, Harriet Nachiguli, Joseph Nakabale, Ezra Mayanja, and Noah Luja, appeared once again at Mwangato Magistrates Court to proceed with the case. Before Senior Principal Grade 1 Magistrate Adams Biarugaba, the accused persons couldn't enter plea since the court lacks jurisdictions for such capital offences. Prosecution also informed court that investigations in the matter are still ongoing, especially in the hunt for the prime suspect in the case, Tabula Lujabosa. As a result, court adjourned the proceedings to the 30th of May 2024. For mention, Engineer Bosaromwa was fatally shot in his car on the 25th of March 2024 as he approached his home in Chikandwa, Lungu Jalbaga Division. In another development, renowned TikToker Ibrahim Mosana, alias Pressure 24/7, facing charges of insulting the Kabaka and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, among other leaders, has been remanded to Zira Government Prison. Although Msana appeared in court before Chief Magistrate Ronald Kaizi, prosecution informed court that investigations are still ongoing.
Your Worship, inquiries in this case are almost done, remaining with very few things, Your Worship. We are praying for short adjournment, Your Worship.
It's worth noting that Musana's bail application was denied due to the lack of permanent press of stay. Prosecution alleges that between August 2023 and February 2024, in Kampala district, the accused used the computer via his TikTok account to insult and abuse leaders, including Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Court resumes on 29th April 2024 for further proceedings. Rebecca Nantongo, UBC News.
UBC News Tonight. The late Sarah Eperu, former spokesperson of the Women's League of the Opposition Party Forum for Democratic Change, FDC, will be remembered for embodying the Ugandan motto, "For God and my country." She was known for her devout faith, dedication to serving the public, and commitment to her family. Chief mourners from both the FDC, Katonga and Najana Nkumbi, Dr. Besigye and Patrick Boy Amriat paid tribute to Sarah Eperu during her funeral service at St. Jude Catholic Church in Naguru. They described her as an outspoken, a prayer warrior, and a cherished member of her family.
Of mourners, including Lord Mayor of Kampala Elias Lukwago, Dr. Kizza Besigye, Patrick Oboy Amriat, members of Parliament, family members, friends and well-wishers, gathered at St. Jude Catholic Church in Naguru to celebrate the life of the late Sarah Eperu, a dedicated FDC activist. Dr. Kizza Besigye and Patrick Oboy Amriat, the chief mourners, praised the late Sarah Eperu as a voice for the voiceless Ugandans and a dedicated nationalist. They emphasize her advocacy for gender equality and the women's movement in Uganda.
Pay tribute, give her thanks for using her life in the most, I think, effective way that she could have. Because some people have talents and they sit on them. She didn't. One of her outstanding talents was her use of the mouth.
I want to hail Sarah as an epitome of courage. Sarah was a straight talker. She called a spade a spade.
The children of the late Sarah Peru described their mother as a genius, hardworking, and advocated family lover who deeply cared for her country.
Much her level of speaking, she was very articulate and focused. When she said she wanted something, whatever you do, she would not change. When she was sick, she would set times to see the doctor. If she said, I'm seeing the doctor on Friday, even if she's badly off on Thursday, you cannot take her out of the house. She'll move out on Friday.
Other attendees during the mass shared mixed sentiments about the late Sarah Peru.
She was our leader as a party. She was a very instrumental person in the democratic process of our country, and we've lost a great pillar.
The funeral service mass was led by Reverend Father V. Anthony Mvunyi, who encouraged Sarah Peru's children to uphold their values and carry on our legacy.
Humility is the gate of everything. Some of us are not humble. We are too proud. We know it all. We are having the monopoly of knowledge. We are having the monopoly of ideas. We are having the monopoly of propaganda, and so on and so forth. We are seeing ourselves as the gauge. Let us pray in this sacrifice of Mass that we may come to understand the reality. However great you are, however big you think that you may be, time will come when it's other people to carry you from here to the next destination. Want it or not, and that time will come.
The body of the late Sarah Peru will be taken to Katonga and later to Angola district on Saturday for burial. Deborah Namamonde, Mike Bakabulindi, UBC News.
One Uganda, one people. One Uganda, one people. FDC.
Public trust in the justice sector, the judiciary is set to hold the first ever National Court Open Day scheduled for the 15th of April 2024 at Kololo Independence Grounds. This announcement was made by the judiciary spokesperson Jeremy Mawanda during a press conference at the judiciary headquarters in Kampala.
Misunderstandings among citizens regarding the roles of the justice sector and inadequate public trust pose challenges to service delivery to Ugandans. In response, the judiciary has organized the National Court Open Day on the 15th of April 2024 at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. The objective is to enhance and extend justice to the public while generating public opinions about the justice sector.
We expect to enhance public trust and confidence and understanding of the judiciary. Oftentimes people paint a wrong image of the judiciary because people have no opportunity where we can engage and we tell them exactly what the truth is. And this is what we are going to do, and this is what we expect.
During the press conference at the judiciary headquarters in Kampala, spokesperson Jeremy Mawanda emphasized the purpose of this interaction in administering justice to citizens.
We want to inform them, we want to develop feedback from them and be able to improve. Number 3, we shall be then receiving feedback from them as the same shall guide other areas of improvement. And number 4, we shall then be sensitizing the public on the processes in the courts.
He urged the public to attend the Open Court Day to voice their challenges and provide feedback on the justice sector.
Come and partake of this information. It's very, very important that we start disseminating this information direct with you and for you to partake of this knowledge and be empowered.
Judicial officers from different courts will be available to assist and provide services to court users. However, regular court operations will continue, except for the Supreme Court and High Court.
That the 7 divisions and then Supreme Court and Court of Appeal, all the judges from those divisions and all the justices from Supreme Court and Court of Appeal are supposed to be in attendance. The courts will not close. The registries will be open, but there will be no court hearings taking place. That's what it means.
Various stakeholders, including the Judicial Service Commission, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and other prosecuting agencies, Inspectorate of Government, Uganda Revenue Authority, Uganda Police Force and Uganda Prisons will also participate in the event. The National Court Open Day will be held under the theme, A People-Centered Approach to Justice, and the event will be graced by the Chief Justice of Uganda, Alfonso Winyidolo, Rebecca Nantongo, Susan Inabugude, UBC News.
So much. Let's take a short break. UBC News Tonight.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting it. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Ebiseera by'okuzzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu keno kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripusi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyezi *185*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
For watching, and we'll come back from the break. The Uganda Prison Circle has experienced a notable increase, have registered a notable increase in its savings, with total assets now exceeding 10 billion Uganda shillings, up from 6 billion in the previous financial year. SACCO officials attribute the achievement to the commitment of SACCO members to the culture of saving and their loyalty to their entity.
Established with the aim of empowering prison officers socially and economically, the Uganda Prison Circle boasts a membership of over 1,866 individuals. Over its 10 years of existence, the circle has consistently empowered its members, achieving significant milestones along the way. At the 16th annual general meeting of the circle, Sam Akena, Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, representing the Commissioner General, commended circle members for embracing the culture of saving.
For this particular case where we are looking at the welfare of the staff, we are looking at our welfare. If we can do it by ourselves, so much the better.
Have you seen the circle impacting on the lives of these officers?
Absolutely, because you see, we are connected to another arm of welfare service, which is a duty-free shop. The duty-free shop services are there, and most of the officers who are using the duty-free shop facilities, for which we are very proud to the government and especially His Excellency the President, where he gave us that service of duty-free shop. So that
I can express optimism about the circle's future progress in increasing its assets beyond the current 10 billion mark, encouraging other prison officers to join the circle.
Let them see the value and the profit and the importance of pulling resources together. So we shall not sit back, and as we continue to talk to them, those so-called 2,000 people will also come on board, because realizing from what other members are now benefiting from, surely they will come on board. I'm very sure about that. We don't use force.
Chairman of the circle, Amos Tuliashaba, highlighted the circle's success in increasing its assets value from 9.398 billion to 10.404 billion for the financial year 2023-2024.
Yeah, actually what has enabled us most are the royal members who have been able to borrow and pay back the loans, and then the savers who have been able to fix. We have a product we have initiated, which is fixed deposit. We pay at a rate of 11% per annum, which is comparable to even treasury bills. That's a very good pay, so it has attracted.
However, Tuliashaba acknowledges the challenges the circle has faced in its journey.
Low saving culture. So we still have a challenge because we have over 12,000 members. If they were saving, let's say if each one saving around 500,000 a year, would be having a very big capital base to loan out. Then also there has been a challenge of selling off loans. Members come, we give them loans, then they sell them to other financial institutions, meaning that now we don't have the business, we lose the business from those members. They essentially become dormant cooperators.
In addition to the 16th annual general meeting, the circle launched the M-Circle app, aimed at enabling members to access their accounts online. Deborah Namamonde, Tanaba Kenneth, UBC News.
I beg your pardon, Katende David, while representing the Minister for Sports, urged the youth to actively participate in sports to avoid criminality. He was at the Ruzira Youth Tournament finals between Butabika FC and Stage 7.
According to the tournament director Diana Kateba, who is also the president of Rotary Club Luzira, the tournament is aimed to promote talent among the youths.
Here we chose to focus on how we can engage the boy child and empower them. I think this tournament is a very good initiative because it empowers the youth, it keeps them engaged, and it also showcases the talent that we have among the youth in Luzira.
Our managers and the organizers of this tournament, for the hand they have helped us to organize this tournament and in order to showcase our talent so that we can gain in our football career.
As a government, as part of government, for us sport is for the youth. To encourage as many of our people to engage the youth in a number of sports activities. The more you engage them in these activities, the healthier they become, the more productive they become, the lesser the criminal rate in the community.
The tournament sponsor and aspiring councillor Elsie Luzira Ronald Olero emphasized the significance of sports in combating criminal activities within society.
I've witnessed to see the Minister of Education is in the field, the councillors, the area MP, and everybody around, even in the community. They have gathered and they are taking back a good message for the youth, especially in terms of security, in terms of education, and in terms of even health. We have just witnessed was a vaccination, what is going on, but today we are here as a community to say that soccer is the best way to communicate to the young people.
Various politicians in attendance echoed the sentiment that engaging youth in sports activities would not only keep them occupied, but also contributes to reducing crime behavior in society.
Such tournaments are very good for us who are trying to help the people. They help us to put youth together. They help us to help the youth to polish their talents and to not be distracted by other things that distract the youth. So it is a great pleasure for me to be here.
And to assure the youth that starting from tomorrow, we are going to organize the 4th edition tournament.
Deborah Namamonde, Kayumba Stephen, UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you tonight. Enjoy the next program. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa. Good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Banyeta ko Muhangi Donata, the chairperson wa group. I
am the chairperson of this group that got money. The group is called Kalsandala HIV/AIDS Craftswomen Group. UWEP gave us money in 2017 and they gave us 3.3 million Ugandan shillings. We used it in 1 year and got 23 million out of it. We do baskets and kitchen gardens, and we also have a saving group. We thank UWEP because this money helped us as women. Women can now educate their children and build houses because many of them are single mothers. We work without jealousy because we want to leave a legacy that even those who will be around tomorrow will appreciate.